Yuliya Klyukovkina з докладом Switching from QA Engineer to Project Manager, Level Up or Down. Дякую.
Hello, my name is Yuliya, and I'm a project manager in Smile Company. And I will share with you today my experience of switching from QA engineer to project manager and all the benefits and pitfalls of these changes. So, who I am? I was a tutor. I have a master's degree in computer engineering. I was a tutor of mathematics and physics for 2 years. I started my QA job at the 380 Dev company, and I started to work in DX and in 2015, and it was the start of my Drupal history, I suppose. Currently, a year ago, I changed the position from QA lead to project manager, and currently here I am. So why QAs would like to move to PM? Actually, IT branch grows tremendously during last few years, and talking about PMs particular, supply and demand coefficient for project manager position grew up from 15 to 19 persons for a place during last year. And it means that more and more people would like to get their job as project managers. Using LinkedIn search filters, I figured out that about 11% of current PMs in Ukraine were QAs in the past. And actually, I know several persons that would like to switch also from QA leads to project managers. So why do we willing to do this? There are several reasons, and the first one, of course, obvious, is salary. In accordance to those statistics, median of senior PM salary for last year is $3,900, compared with $2,700 for QA lead. We're not talking about the junior PMs or team leads or junior QAs. The second reason is why do we would like to switch and become a project manager? Because project manager seems like a boss. He represents the company, he gave tasks to the team, he basically rule entire project. What else? Seems like project managers has flexible working hours. In general, it's true because PM doesn't have specific tasks and limited estimate for its implementation. And it seems like all these branches, dinners with clients, etc. It seems like I'm the boss for myself, and for entire team. It seems like it's cool. Also, for people who would like to communicate more, to know more the world, I know it. Very important point is that communication becomes much wider when you a project manager comparing with QA lead, because QA lead almost talk with his team, with the dev team, and that's it, and project manager. But manager, of course, he has a lot of clients, top management, all the meetings, blah blah blah, every day. Also, the reason of switching is that QA team leaders think that this is the end in their career job. So ambitious people think that they're nowhere to go further when you're already team leader in QA area. But that's not actually true. You always have where to grow. And consider the switching to PM like a level up, like a step forward in their job paths. How to start? When you consider all those reasons, or another one, there was just several examples of why I did this or another people do. So where you already, you have this seed in your mind that you would like to become a project manager, you need to search for opportunities how to make it germinate. And what I did first. First of all, I checked the internet, all the information that there is about what project manager do. Do I really want this? I'm ready? Can I do this at all? And I searched webinars, different blogs, articles, also checked the necessary and required skills that project manager should have, and analyze all these facts. And yes, I was sure that I really want and I can do this. So I started to ask for advice for my colleagues because I didn't know how to start. I willing to do this, but I didn't know what to do first. So I walked to my colleagues PMs and asked what to do, and they just do. What do you want? Just try it. So I asked for my current project manager in my project where I worked to share with me some responsibilities of what he does, everyday duties. So together with QA leader position and all these activities that I did every day, I also took several points from project manager everyday life. So I help him to manage plannings, like a bit of Scrum Master role also share with my project manager. I plan the deliveries, the scope, the estimation sessions, reviewed specification together with the team, make some remarks, so it would be much easier for understanding. And also, I asked to add me into the mailing with clients. So, time to time, when my project manager was in vacation or he has days off, I was a backup for him, and I communicated with clients, with the team, and actually, basically, managed the process of and the working flow. All these activities were like first steps, and they helped me to touch this project manager life, so I understood what it looks like. So I really tried how to be project manager, what to do there. But of course, with this sharing of activities, very important is to continue studying, because I had already 6 years of experience in QA, and I had nothing in my mind about the project manager. Instead, well, except all those articles that I've read. I didn't have appropriate education, so what I did, I took the courses in local school. Sorry, I'm worrying a bit. So I took the courses just to be more familiar with project manager vocabulary, the theory, and etc. So during these courses, 2 months, we made up like idea of the project and go through entire life cycle of the project. From the very beginning to the end. So we planned the milestones, planning, deliveries, like we calculated the budget, the resources. Just it was like a funny test project with my partner. It was like our home task. So it doesn't guarantee that you will be a good project manager after these courses, but sorry. But it makes you think wider and deeper into the subject. I bought sorry. I guess it's in the ear something. I bought a PMI membership and took part in several yeah. And took part in several webinars, and I downloaded the materials that provided there, visit meetings with people who familiar with me in their thoughts, and continue to study a language, because the first point that project manager do is speaking all the time, and languages, of course, it's very important thing to do. Continue with education. It's every day fighting with yourself, because you need to do a lot of work, and I didn't have personal time at all. And in this case, just be careful when you are taking the responsibilities for other role in addition to your own, because you can stuck where you are. So I stopped to develop as a quality assurance team leader, and I didn't go forward as a project manager. It was dangerous, because I was overloaded and almost all the time exhausted. And just if you really want to switch, don't wait until you be totally off. ask for positive feedbacks time to time and analyze the response. And if you really think that people around you starting to consider you as a project manager, just do next steps. Ask for full-time, full-stack project manager position, so you could try everything and not split your activities to several roles in once. Be ready today to make mistakes, because this fear that you're new in this area and you don't know what to do exactly, it can block you for a long time. Don't wait too much. You will never be ready. Just cross your Rubicon and make decisive steps. You can stay. Спасибо. Yeah, I need pills. You see, this project manager switching results. So just make decisive steps. And if I was lucky enough, so I was working at Yax, and it was even worse. I was lucky enough, and my company suggested me to try without leaving the company. So I switched from one position to another, staying in my familiar environment, you see. So I know the people, I knew the project. I just changed my responsibility a bit. So the first thing that I faced was high level of stress. It's like you work under pressure all the time. In addition that you are new, you keep learning, keep studying, you make mistakes, you're very nervous about this. But always this stressful situation will just blowing my mind all the time. And how to deal with this stress? First of all, of course, there are plenty of information in the internet where you can find the tutors, lots of TED Talks for this topic, and it really helps. But you need to do this. You need to watch these videos, motivating videos, time to time, because the result of it just need to be updated all the time. Range the issues. So as a project manager, I got much more responsibilities and issues to resolve, to manage, to give to other people. And I didn't know actually how to manage them correctly. So don't try to do everything. Range questions that you get, like on this screenshot, it really helps you to finalize your day and your work role. Sorry, something doesn't work. Take responsibility for your 50%. I took this from one book. It's in the book list at the end. So you can't control everything. And this proverb, like if you want to do something good, do this by yourself. It's wrong. In project manager role, it's really wrong, because you can't control everything, even if you really want this. And don't try to do this. You just will waste your time. Take breaks. If you're stressed, even if you're not stressed, just take breaks during the day, every hour or every 2 hours for 3 minutes or several or so on. Just make exercises to your eyes, to your body, have a grab of cup of tea, or etc. Also, keep trying to work in the flow as much as possible. Like this, work in the flow, to be in the flow when all your minds, all your thoughts are focused on one idea. And it's really hard to keep this flow for manager, because you always have to answer for somebody else, and everybody always seems like needs you. So just keep trying to save your thought in your mind. When you're thinking about something and somebody calls you, just make some small note of your last thought, and then you will come back and remind very quickly about this. Yeah, this is a cool thing. Green Baboon Jimmy. I wrote about it in my book when I was a child, and it helps me to switch to another thoughts when I'm really stressed. You see, when you're in the very serious meeting with clients and they started to yell at you, or you seems like they very funny, you want to laugh out loud, or you want to cry, or you want to yell at them too. Just switch your mind to, like, well, for me it's like a monkey, green monkey. I imagine it was a hat on the head, or with some stupid things in his paws, and it helps me just to keep calm and hide my emotions that I really want to come out. For you, you can imagine anything you want. Just don't panic. No matter what is going on, just try to imagine that monkey and keep calm. Panic ruined everything. Write down everything. This is the picture of my notebook reel. What I do during the day is just note every freaking question that I get from the chat, from the emails, from calls. Just note this, and I mark with exclamation marks what is more important, and stripe it out when it's done. So I have this notebook in front of my eyes during the day and check it during the day several times, just to, in order not to miss anything. Also, make planning for each day in the evening, because for managers, when you can have several meetings during the day, and for some of them you really need to prepare. So when you come to work in the morning, you can miss a very important point. And actually, it's not only for project manager, but for all of us. It's good to plan for tomorrow in the evening. It will make the level of stress for next day much less. And say no to procrastination, not to Facebook. That's because in this meaning of procrastination, I'm talking about this thing, but you sitting in front of your computer on some task, but your mind is so overloaded that you can't think clearly. But your level of responsibility says you that you must do this task today, right now. Don't postpone this, and etc. Don't do this. Don't try to do this, because you can watch the Facebook for 5 minutes, reload your mind, and come back to this task. And you can do this much faster. You can do this task, for example, for 20 minutes instead of half a day sitting like this, sleeping, or just trying to think about it and resolve it. Don't do this. Don't waste really your time. Think twice to build good logistic, because as project manager, I wasn't very familiar with this as quality assurance team lead, that project manager has a lot of meetings, and sometimes you need to go to another city or a country. So just don't mess up. Think about, when you plan in the evening your next day, think about good logistic, and don't afraid to postpone meetings with client, negotiate with them, change the date, change the time, just in order to make it much easier for you and faster. We're all people. What are the negative points of being PM? PM is always guilty. Anything that happens during the development cycle, good things or bad, PM gets all the fingers up to him, pointed to him, and he PM always responsible for everything that's going on, and he should be like a hard drive for a project in general, because he should have answers for all questions from the team and from the client as well. PM always like a firefighter and mother god, father and everything, because even if in the team there are some fights, etc., PM should go there and to speak with each person in the team. He should go to the clients and explain them why we postponed we failed our delivery, and make it so good so that client will be happy, that client will save the trust to this person. So really, this level of trust, to save this level of trust from both sides, it's really hard. Also, like a junior PM, well, in this case, when switching from QA to PM, be ready that you will be a junior project manager instead of senior QA lead. Yes, when you was sure in all that you do, you know everything because you did this for last 5 or 10 years. Be ready to be like a green person in this new field. You also, when you're switching, you're losing technical skills, because the most thing that you do is talking, chit-chatting, and writing some documents in general, and you don't follow the new technologies. You don't dig deeply into the code as you were as a QA. You don't write the code basically, and it's really hard. Well, not hard, but it's a minus of switching. Also, project manager trying to work 24/7. It's wrong. You should keep your personal life out of your work, but to build trustful relationships with clients, you see, you need to be always with your phone, and they can write you in the middle of the night, in the evening, and they, by the way, it's always like this. They, I don't know why, but some clients just start to work. It seems like they start to work when you're already done. And you should really answer to them, and you can leave it as it is, but you see, there won't be so trustful relationships between clients and the team. What is the conclusion about all this thing? Any self-development is definitely level up. So if you would like to switch several times or once, if you are not sure, if you have family and you think that your future, this junior salary won't be enough, don't afraid, because keeping working on the job that you don't like, just wasting your time, and you won't get any satisfaction of this. And the money, they will come if you're not stupid. You'll never understand if you want to become a PM until you try it. So just like hearing all those reasons at the beginning, like sunshine future as a PM, it's not always right, or probably it's much better that you thought. You just need to try it to understand if it's real work for you, especially. And don't afraid to change your mind. So we're all people, and it's your life. If you make some steps and some people are waiting for you, or they are expecting some actions from you because you told this, just don't afraid to make step back or step forward. It's everything is your hand, and you can always negotiate with people about your desires. And the main point of any living, any changing and hard situations in our life, that we should stay positive in any situation. When your team is demotivating you, when your clients are not happy, several jokes, can save the situation. On the meeting, when everybody yells, you can say some joke, and it'll be poof. Okay, it goes good. So don't cry. And what useful literature? It's really several books that very good. You shouldn't read it all, but it really make you think wider and stay open-minded. Thank you all. Sorry for my voice. If you have any questions, please ask.
Дякую. У кого є питання? Добре.
See you after the meeting.
Thank you for presentation. As I know, you already PM about 1 year, right?
Yes.
Are you happy about your transformation? Did you get expectation as you maybe? Did you get this expectation as you
No.
had before? Like
I didn't expect a lot of things that I know currently. Yes, first of all, I'm really happy that I did this step. I like what I do, and I see it's very challenging for me, and I like challenges, and I see what to do next, how I can grow, I can develop, and I see plenty of things where to go in this position. And of course, I didn't expect a lot of things that I've got, and all those minuses that I present here. It was like, wow, I thought it would be easier. I thought it would be so cool. I will just go to the meetings with clients, sign some contracts or something, and that's it. I will be a boss, and I'll get a lot of money, but not so fast. Like this. Yeah.
Дякую. Є ще, питання? Спочатку дівчина.
Actually, I have two questions. First one is how not to stuck in the same level when you always in meetings and you always busy, and after work you are completely exhausted. And the second one is how do you handle the informational flow? I mean that you are full of information.
Okay, for the first question, if you will use all those tips, you see, you will be less exhausted at the end of the day, and you will have your personal time, so it's not so hard if you learn it. So just practice, just do like this, all notes, all this range issues, and etc., and it will be much easier. So keep going. Try not to stuck where you are, because it's really understandable for you. You will feel that it's already the level that you pass, and you should go further. Just keep going all the time, trying to every day, like, yes, this Toyota philosophy, Kaizen, for example, every day do something new and develop yourself. It will help you not to stuck on the same level. And for the other, could you please repeat the second question? Mm-hmm. Oh yes, okay, thanks. This is, you see, very hard, because as I told you, like a hard drive of entire project, but somehow it's stuck in your mind because you're always thinking about this, and there are a lot of people who ask you different questions, and you remember all those questions because you're looking for an answer, and then after, if anybody else will ask the same question or very similar, you already check this, you already know, and it somehow it stays in your mind. It just this slide where keep working in the flow as much as possible. It's exactly about this. Try to keep all this information in your head. When you should switch to another question, just make a small note of your last thing, of the last word that you're thinking, so you can come back and return to the flow again. Well, like this, only with experience, I guess.
Дякую. Ще було одне питання.
First question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, actually, in 5 years, I suppose, currently, as agile is very close to me, like in spirit, I think that I will be a product owner on the project, and I will be a good product owner.
Okay, thanks. And the second one is a very subjective question, so answer what you prefer. Like, imagine that you're becoming a PM, and which PM is better? The one who started as a QA or as a developer?
Oh, it's very tricky, because you see, it depends on the people, and I think, of course, that the best project manager is the one who was a QA in the past. You see.
Obviously.
Yeah. You see, it's just because really quality assurance is it's the last point of development cycle, and basically all QAs do part of project manager's work because they say go for the delivery. They also plan the milestone, will help to plan milestones because it depends on them what product client will see. So it's very QA is, I guess, much similar to project manager's work.
Okay, thanks.
І ще є останнє питання, напевно, а може ще?
Hi, everyone. Would you agree with a statement that project management role is kind of lacking? Because basically what you do is you just have a set of requirements, you have a set of budget, time, team, whatever, and all you have to do is just make things done, and you don't really have much room for creativity, for, I don't know, creating new features, getting new ideas, implementing new ideas, etc. And if yes, what would you consider as a next step as a project manager role? Thank you.
Okay, so I'm not really agree that project manager role and activities are not creative because you see, for example, in agile way of working, we always talking about features, and actually we can change the scope of the features and present it to clients. And we suggest to clients several new features or what we think it's good for him. So it's like really creative work together with the team. And project manager task is to present all those ideas and probably to add his own to the team at first and to the client, and it's really like you need to be creative in this position. And what next steps? For me, I think yes, as I told, I would like to become a product owner and to work in true agile, true Scrum, to try it. And as product owner, I would like really to build this correct backlog with all those features, issues, which are definitely needed and changeable during the development process. So you always should made up some ideas to stay on the flow with time and all these changes in IT world.
Дякуємо. Може, хай дівчина же горло лікує, да?
Спасибо.
Вам велике дякую.
Спасибо.
Приходьте ще.